Have you ever had one of those days where your stomach just refuses to cooperate? You've had your breakfast, maybe even your morning tea. But deep down, there's this tightness, this fullness, like something inside you just won't let go. You shift in your chair. You stand up. You sit down again. You walk around a little, hoping it'll pass. But it doesn't. It just sits there, heavy, uncomfortable, and frustrating. And after a while, you start to wonder, is this just what life after 60 feels like? Is this my new normal? Now listen, I get it. Nobody likes to talk about constipation. It's not exactly dinner table conversation, right? But when it becomes a daily struggle, when it starts to affect your energy, your appetite, your mood, that's not just annoying. That's life-disrupting. And let me tell you something, friend, it doesn't have to be that way. This isn't just about bowel movements. It's about comfort, dignity, freedom in your own body. You see, for millions of older adults, maybe even you, it's easy to think, oh, it's just old age. Oh, I'm not drinking enough water. Oh, it'll pass. But meanwhile, you're missing out on simple joys, like enjoying a walk without discomfort, or sitting through church service without that nagging urge, or just getting a good night's sleep. What if I told you that some of the best relief might be sitting in your kitchen right now? That real, lasting relief, without harsh laxatives or endless pills, can come from 4 natural, easy-to-find foods. In today's video, I'm going to show you the 4 foods that can help make constipation a thing of the past. We're talking natural, safe, senior-friendly solutions. Stick with me, because number 3 is one most people overlook completely, and number 4? You've probably passed by it in the grocery store a dozen times without knowing what it could do for your gut. This isn't just another health video. This is about taking control back. Gently, naturally, and confidently. And before we dive in, let me ask you, have you or someone you care about struggled with constipation lately? Go ahead and type "relief" in the comments if you're ready for some simple, honest answers. And if this kind of wisdom is something you want more of, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Here at Elderly Wisdom Guide, we talk about the things that matter, without fluff, without shame, and always with heart. Alright. Let's talk about the first food that could change everything for you. Let's start with an old-school remedy that's been quietly doing its job for generations. Prunes. Now, I know what you might be thinking, prunes? Really? That's what my grandma used to eat. But let me tell you a little story. Mr. Milton, 72 years old, proud Army veteran, still sharp as a tack, came to his daughter one day and said, "I'm tired of these pills." You see, he'd been taking over-the-counter laxatives like they were candy. Morning. Night. Sometimes even after meals. They worked, for a while. But then his body stopped responding. He felt sluggish, bloated, and worse, dependent. So his daughter, who always remembered the little glass jar her mother kept in the cupboard, said, "Dad, just try prunes. Trust me." He laughed. Rolled his eyes. But tried them. 5 days later, Mr. Milton was a new man. He called it the prune miracle. Now let's talk about why they work so well. Prunes are rich in a natural compound called sorbitol. It's a type of sugar alcohol, not the bad kind, that helps draw water into your intestines. That moisture softens your stool, making it easier to pass. But here's the real secret, prunes also pack a healthy dose of dietary fiber, especially soluble fiber. This type of fiber adds bulk while also keeping things smooth and gentle. And unlike chemical laxatives, prunes don't shock your system. They work with your body, not against it. Now, some folks avoid prunes because they think they're just an old folks' food, or too sweet. But it's not about eating a whole bowl of them. Even 5 to 6 prunes a day can bring relief, without side effects, without worry. You can chop them up and add them to your oatmeal. Toss a few into your yogurt. Or just eat them plain before bed like a sweet, natural nightcap. Just be sure to drink water alongside them, that helps them do their job. But I get it, not everyone likes the taste. Maybe you've tried prunes and found them a little too rich or sticky. Or maybe you're looking for something you can sneak into a smoothie or sprinkle on your toast. Well, friend. That's where this next food comes in. It's tiny. It's tasteless. And it's been quietly changing lives, one spoonful at a time. Chia seeds. Don't be fooled by their size. These tiny black and white seeds pack a powerful punch when it comes to digestion. Let me tell you about Gloria. She's 68, a retired schoolteacher with a warm smile and a garden full of roses. She used to say that every morning felt like a traffic jam in her stomach, bloated, backed up, and just plain uncomfortable. Then her niece introduced her to chia seeds. Gloria called them her magic sprinkles. She started with just a teaspoon in her morning yogurt. And within a week, her whole system felt different. No more cramping. No more sitting on the toilet for half an hour. Just smooth, regular, easy mornings. So, what's the secret? Chia seeds are incredibly high in soluble fiber, the kind that turns into a gentle gel once it mixes with water. In fact, chia seeds can absorb up to 10 times their weight in water. That gel creates a soft cushion in your gut, helping your body move waste along with far less effort. And because they digest slowly, they also help you feel fuller longer, another bonus for seniors watching their appetite and weight. But here's the thing. You've got to prepare them right. One of the biggest mistakes I see people over 60 make with chia seeds is eating them dry. Sprinkling them straight onto toast or into cereal without soaking them can actually make things worse. Because when those little seeds hit your stomach without water, they start absorbing your body's moisture, leaving you even more backed up. So, here's the trick. Take 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, mix them into a glass of water, and let them soak overnight. By morning, you'll have a jelly-like mixture you can stir into smoothies, porridge, or even a little warm milk with cinnamon. You don't need a lot. Just a spoonful a day is enough to gently keep things moving without upsetting your system. Gloria swears by them now. She keeps a mason jar of soaked chia in her fridge and calls it her morning helper. So, if you're someone who prefers soft textures, or you want something mild that you can add to almost anything, chia seeds are an easy win. But maybe you're not into sweet breakfasts. Maybe you're more of a savory person. You like real food. Comfort food. Something warm, satisfying, and a little more traditional. Well, you're going to love what's coming next. Because this next food is hearty, healing, and might just become your new favorite side dish. I'm talking about cooked leafy greens. Spinach. Kale. Collard greens. Simple, nourishing, and surprisingly powerful when it comes to relieving constipation. Let me tell you a story about someone you might just relate to. Her name is Kimberly, 76 years old, sweet as honey, and known all around her block for her gentle laugh and big hats at Sunday service. But a few months ago, Kimberly disappeared from church. Stopped going out. Stopped even sitting on the porch. Her neighbor, worried, knocked one day and asked if everything was all right. Turns out, Kimberly had been battling severe constipation. She didn't want to eat. Didn't want to move. Just felt heavy, tired, and stuck, in more ways than one. That neighbor, bless her heart, brought over a pot of warm spinach stew, nothing fancy, just soft greens cooked with garlic, onion, and a bit of olive oil. Kimberly ate a small bowl that evening. Then again the next day. By the end of the week, she was back at church. Smiling. Singing. Sitting in the front row like she never left. So, what happened? Leafy greens, especially when cooked, are packed with magnesium, a natural mineral that helps draw water into your intestines. This softens the stool, makes it easier to pass, and gently encourages your bowels to move again, without any harsh chemicals or crashes. And here's the twist, cooking the greens actually helps. A lot of people think raw is always better. But for many older adults, raw veggies can be hard to digest. They cause bloating, gas, and sometimes even more discomfort. When you lightly sauté greens, say, with a little garlic, some olive oil, maybe a dash of sea salt, you're making them softer, easier to absorb, and far friendlier to your system. It becomes less about forcing your body to do something, and more about supporting it, gently, patiently, in a way that feels good. Try pairing a small bowl of sautéed spinach with your dinner. Or toss some cooked kale into your soup or rice. It doesn't take much. What matters is the consistency. Making these healing greens a regular part of your routine. Now I know some of you have a sweet tooth. And when it's hot outside, or when your tummy's feeling sensitive, you might crave something cool, light, and naturally refreshing. Well, you're going to love this final food. Because it's smooth, it's soothing. And it just might be sitting in your fridge right now. Let me tell you about James. 75 years old, retired engineer, the kind of man who always had a story, always wore a belt, even at home. Now James was no stranger to stomach issues. But one week, he hit a wall, 3 whole days without a proper bowel movement. He tried walking. Tried drinking more water. Even reached for one of those fiber powders that made his tea look like cement. Still, nothing. That's when his granddaughter, just 17, said, "Grandpa, try this." She handed him 2 kiwis. Bright green, fuzzy, and full of promise. He looked at them like they were from Mars. But he peeled them. Ate both. And the next morning, let's just say James felt like a new man. By day 3, his whole routine had changed. He said, "I should have listened to the kids sooner." So, what makes kiwi such a powerful little fruit? Well, inside that tangy green flesh is something special, an enzyme called actinidin. This enzyme helps break down proteins in your stomach and speeds up digestion. It works with your gut, supporting natural motility, helping things move along smoothly, gently, without force. But that's not all. Kiwis are also high in insoluble fiber, which helps add bulk to your stool, and soluble fiber, which softens it. That perfect combo? It's like nature's broom, sweeping through your intestines without causing cramps or irritation. Now here's where most people go wrong. They think, oh, if I'm constipated, I'll just eat an orange or a banana. But oranges, while healthy, don't have that same digestive enzyme. And bananas? Well, if they're too ripe, they can actually slow things down. Kiwi has more fiber than either of them, and it won't spike your blood sugar the way some fruits do. It's gentle, effective, and best of all, it tastes good. Here's how to use it properly. Eat 2 kiwis first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. Don't mix it into a heavy breakfast. Just the fruit, by itself. Let your body soak up all that goodness before the day begins. Some even eat them whole, skin and all, though that's totally up to you. So, let's recap what we've covered so far. Prunes, the reliable classic. Chia seeds, the tiny gel makers. Cooked leafy greens, the warm, gentle healers. And kiwi, the tropical cleanser. Each one simple, natural, and easy to bring into your life without needing a pharmacy or a prescription. But now, I want to ask you something deeper. Because knowing what helps is important. But do you know why this issue, constipation, gets so common after 60? Let's take a closer look at what's going on inside your body. And why this problem is really talking to you. You know, a lot of people brush off constipation like it's no big deal. Something to laugh about or ignore until it really hurts. But for many older adults, it's not just a bathroom issue. It's a daily burden, a quiet, personal struggle that no one really talks about. It can leave you feeling sluggish, foggy, even embarrassed. You stop eating as much. You hesitate to go out, just in case. You sit in silence, hoping something changes, but often, it doesn't. And that's the part that hits hardest. Because it's not about being dramatic. It's about quality of life. Constipation becomes a thief, stealing energy, stealing comfort, and slowly chipping away at your confidence. But here's the truth that doesn't get said enough. You're not broken. You're not too old. And you're not stuck with this forever. Your body changes with age, that's natural. Slower digestion, less stomach acid, weaker muscles in the gut. It all plays a role. But understanding those changes, and feeding your body the right way, that's what gives you your power back. You're not just treating a symptom. You're getting ahead of it. You're giving your body what it's quietly been asking for, gentle support, daily nourishment, and a little patience. So, here's what I want you to do. Pick just one of the foods we talked about today. Just one. Whether it's adding chia seeds to your breakfast, eating 2 kiwis tomorrow morning, or cooking up a handful of greens for dinner. Start small. Because small changes bring big results. And once your gut feels good, your whole life starts to feel lighter. You sit more comfortably. You sleep deeper. You smile more, because you're no longer carrying that heavy, invisible weight. And guess what? You deserve that freedom. No pills. No fear. No shame. Just knowledge, timing, and a little help from the foods that have stood the test of time. So, let's quickly go over the 4 game changers we've explored today. Prunes, soft, sweet, and full of fiber and sorbitol. Chia seeds, tiny but mighty, they turn into a gel that keeps everything moving. Cooked leafy greens, warm, gentle, and rich in magnesium, they help soften and ease. Kiwi, juicy, enzyme-rich, and the perfect natural kickstart to your morning routine. Each one is simple. Each one is powerful. And when used regularly, they can transform the way your body feels, every single day. But I'd love to hear from you now. Have you ever used one of these foods to help with constipation? Or do you have a special remedy passed down from your mother, grandmother, or neighbor? Share it in the comments below, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if you found this video helpful, even just a little, why not subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide? This is your home for real conversations, practical health tips, and that caring voice we all need as we grow older. Because here, it's not just about surviving aging. It's about thriving through it, with dignity, clarity, and community. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your health is your freedom. Keep caring, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.